So, Rayman,
Yeah, what's
let
up,
me
man?
look at let me look at the thing to see what's now. Okay, so today's Tuesday, man. Today's a good day.
What we doing
What is
today?
what was the what is Tuesday named after? Do you know? Do you remember?
What is Tuesday names are?
That's crazy. All of Discord is just gone. Oh, it's back. Oh my god, it's back. That's nuts. Um, the Discord is free for you, Ray?
Discord's fine for me. I haven't popped another window.
Okay. Okay.
To
It
be fair,
just
I'm a
went crazy.
Nitro person. I got Nitro.
Um,
Derp derp. I give money to Discord
I see.
because, well, to be fair, like I mean, I'm always using it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you use it way more than
ironically,
I
I
do.
stopped. This is me going off tangent. I stopped my RT membership like way a couple months ago
Oh,
because I'm like I'm not using the RT site as much.
I stopped it even longer than that. I was out.
Because I was like, I just had it running. I was like legit. I was like, I haven't been to RT site in like months, and I'm like, I should probably just end my membership.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended mine around the time that they announced they were gonna be upping the price, but like they weren't giving us
Adding
more
anything.
stuff. Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. So now I pay for Verve, which gives me that, and it gives me like Crunchyroll and cartoons and
I
stuff,
agree. Verve gives you like all that stuff. Yeah.
and it's cheaper than RT. So,
Yeah. I mean, I've been looking.
um,
I mean, I've been thinking about it. But to be fair, I don't
so
use. I'm a very weird guy. I'd rather support. Like, I'm still like a patron to like a Trigger.
oh really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've been on them for like how long? Months, I think. Actually, it's been over like a year, I think.
Yeah, they started their thing a while ago.
Whenever they started, like after we went to the convention, I was like, I'll just patron to them. Like they've been putting too much work.
So Ray, we got Tiger T here. We got Raymond over there. Pays for stuff, doesn't pay for other stuff.
You're
We
right.
got
I'm a
Tyler over
criminal in other
here.
ways.
Yeah, yeah. And this is Untitled and Focus. We talk about a bunch of stuff. Sometimes we talk about uh stealing things, like
You
online
shouldn't
content.
steal,
Don't
but I do it anyway.
you can steal our content, that's fine. I mean, it's all free, so
To be
it
fair,
doesn't
like our
really matter.
content, like we think we come up with content, like actually good content.
What?
Sometimes,
This
like
is
every like eighth of an episode, there's like some gold in it. The other 7/8 are like pure
one
garbage.
out of
Please
every
take
eight
the other
episodes.
7/8.
What was the last good episode we made?
The last one we made for Monday.
Oh, really? So by your logic, the next like week and a half trash. It's about
No,
to
no,
be
no, no.
garbage.
There's gonna be like there's a glimmer of gold in every episode, but that's it.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so an eighth of every episode is what you said.
Yeah.
In my mind, you said an eighth of all episodes.
All our episodes? Oh no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no.
So,
Each
so
of our
like,
episodes has a nugget of gold in it, and I want that
okay,
to be
I see.
kept in every episode. They can take everything else away from this.
Mm. Well, let's try to make this episode good then. Let's try to, because today, what do we talk about? Right? We talk about what we do in the shadows. The movie, not the show, which the show does exist, takes place after the movie, I think. But we got the movie,
I pulled the
big
recap
name.
because I watched this like 2 weeks ago.
We got Taika Waititi is kind of the big sell for this, or at least it is for me. I don't know any other people. Um, Part of our kind of we wanted to do a few Halloween things, a few like Halloween adjacent things this month for October. And what we do in the shadows, man, it makes sense for us to watch. I wasn't so Ray. Have you seen this before? Before you've
I've seen this
seen it this time? Yeah.
1.5 times.
Um. Okay. Um. One thing I wasn't expecting because I didn't know anything about this movie. I didn't like watch a trailer or anything. I just knew Taika Waititi and vampires, I guess.
Mhm.
And what I wasn't expecting was it to be like a documentary type thing.
Oh, you weren't expecting the mockumentary?
Nah, I didn't know it was gonna be like that though, the way they framed it, right? Which I thought was cool. Um, yeah, that was a really cool way to kind of introduce the characters. It's kind of cheating a little bit, I feel like, but It's very easy for you to do that and then be like, "Okay, here's this character and that character, and man, we got this one down in the basement, he's like 8,000, but
Peter?
he's
Peter's cool.
scary. He's scary, man, I wouldn't mess with him." I think he's a pretty cool character though, because he's supposed to be, like, scary and, like, old, but then,
Mhm.
you have other shots where he's just chilling with the other vampires, you know? Um, um One thing I thought was funny was that Deacon, right? He's a vampire. He was
Deacon.
apparently he apparently was like a Nazi. He was a Nazi vampire, which was really funny because he was like, "Oh man, when the Nazis came down, now I'm just a vampire," and no one wants that. They weren't down with that sickness. Like, oh man, vampire nuts.
My favorite thing about Deacon is like, remember like Steve Lichman? Just imagine Deacon as the vampire and Steve Lichman, and that's what I think every time I see Deacon.
Yeah, okay, I see that. I think he was also the one that suggested that they should get some slaves. Man, if we had slaves in here, I wouldn't have to wash the dishes. It's like, I don't think that time has passed, I'm gonna be honest, I think you missed your window on that one. Um, Probably the best character in the show, right? Or the movie
Stu,
is what?
Stu.
What Yeah, Stu, he's great. He's awesome. Um, because he's just a regular dude. But, like, super cool for some reason, like, with them at least. Because everyone there is still kinda stuck in their ways.
Mhm.
And Stu, high tech dude, or I mean modern tech dude, he's like,
He
"Hey,
got them
here's
the
how you use a
he got them the
computer."
working computer.
Yeah, we got a camera so you can finally see yourselves because mirrors don't work. Um, I I do like how they tried to help each other with their looks, of how they would,
Mhm.
like, draw pictures, but none of them are good artists, so it just looks like a jumbled mess. I don't know how you can actually take anything from that. Um, I forget what else he did. He did other stuff too. I think he Oh yeah, he taught them how to use a phone, which was funny. Um, Taika's character, I don't remember the character's name. Viago, that's his name. That's the main dude's name. He like sent like the other dude a text that there's like crucifix behind him, freaked him out. He's like, "Oh my god!" Well, laughing. Oh man, great stuff. There's just a few buds living together. They're vampires. They be going out on the town every so often. They're all freaks. None of them fit in. They can't ever get in anywhere because you have to be, like, invited in, classic vampire lore, and obviously to a regular human, it's like, I'm not gonna invite you in, like, just come in, you know? This is a club, you just walk in, you don't um, I forget what other issues they have. They do meet other vampires, which is
The
cool.
Beast,
The Beast is a big thing, yeah. That's, what's the other dude's name? Um,
Vladislav.
yeah. Yeah, because 'cause they're like, they're building up this Beast character the whole time, and it turns out to be his ex, which isn't, you know, it's not anything crazy. It was a pretty good twist though. See, oh, it's his ex, that's why he hates him, that's why these vicious battles, that's why every time he talks about fighting the Beast, it's always something different. It's just all these emotions. The Beast was also the one that was granted or, given the prize of the person of honor at the
At
little party.
the masquerade, yeah.
Yeah. Just ruined him. Um, what else happened? Stu, dude. biggest twist of the show in the movie, in my opinion, was Stu getting turned into a werewolf
Yeah, after
because you
him
think
dying.
yeah, because you think he died. It's like, "Oh, man, Stu's dead, the best character, he's gone." And then it cuts back, and it's like, "No, he's alive." Got into turned to a werewolf. And then, they had to reconcile the relationship with them because apparently werewolves and vampires hate each other. I didn't know that. And man, Stu's the bridge. He's the bridge to all of it. They like each other now. They still don't really like, there's still some things not a fan of, but, 'cause Stu's there, they're cool. Nick, on the other hand, not a big fan. Not a big fan of Nick. Um, Nick doesn't seem that bad though. Like, when I was watching it, he doesn't seem that bad. It's just he's kind of a new vampire, kind of a weird
Mhm.
dude, and then the movie goes on, and he's just apparently telling everyone he's a vampire, which
"I'm a
is
vampire."
like weird, but who would believe him until he starts doing vampire things?
Mhm.
And I'm like, what are you
The
doing?"
craziest thing he does actually is that he takes Jackie and makes her a vampire,
Yeah,
or like a full-fledged yeah. This is like the best thing he does.
yeah, because that was Deacon's servant, right?
Yeah.
And which he was, like, super mean to her, like, the
Yeah,
promise
yeah.
was
He's like,
made
"You
and
have
it
to do all my
was
laundry
yeah.
and make sure the color sorted."
You're so mean, man, you didn't do and then Nick was like, I got you, fam. I'll make you a vampire, we good now." Um, they also did they yeah, they, like, brought over those 2 people to, like, feed on them.
Mhm,
I didn't like that very much. I was like, this is not okay, you know? With the big chase scene with the dude trying to run away. I feel like they were kinda messing with him a little bit. And at the end, PETA got him. PETA just came out of nowhere. They're like, "Ah, PETA's got him, so we're not gonna see him anymore." Didn't PETA die?
yeah,
That
Peter
was like
did die, yeah. He
that was
died to the
Nick's fault.
sunlight, dude,
Yeah, that was Nick's fault because Nick talked to
brought in
someone
the
that could be like,
vampire color
"Yeah, I'm a
or killer, yeah,
vampire." And he was like, "I'm
hunter.
a vampire hunter." And he was like, "Ha ha, good joke, man." He was like, "No, no, really." And he was like, "Ha ha, you got me." And then the vampire hunter actually came and broke in or whatever, and
Mhm.
man, it unleashed sunlight into, the basement. Man, crazy. Wasn't expecting to see a character death in this
That
movie, to be
just
honest.
just really, like, pulls it.
Um,
It's good. See, fun facts for this movie, Stu, he was originally hired, and he was hired under the belief that he would be doing IT stuff, or helping out in the back, production, not really working. So everything he's doing, he was being filmed, right? But he thought, like, they were just gonna be extras or funny scenes, they weren't really actually gonna be added to the movie. Only
mm,
later on in the production did he realize he was an actual, like, actor.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he's just a regular dude.
Mhm. And then, like, another interesting thing is, like, there's the movie that, YTD says he's gonna be making called Werewolves. There's no actual production of this movie. He just keeps saying he's making this eventually, which is supposed to be
That's
the
awesome.
sequel to What We Do in the Shadows.
Sure,
Werewolf
yeah.
or We Are Wolves, where we are,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
werewolves.
That's
It just
great.
never happened. So, like, it's apparently his movie, he comes in, he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm working on this movie, Werewolves. It's the sequel to What We Do in the Shadows." He's like, "Hey, Tips, come out." No expected that release date. It's his excuse movie that he has right now until it actually is made.
That's funny, yeah, he just keeps mentioning it all the time. That's
Yeah,
great.
he's like, "Werewolves, coming out maybe soon. We'll see. It's in the works."
It's in the works. Been in the works for years. You've made multiple movies since then. What is happening? Got any other facts for me, Ray?
I think that's the only ones I got right now.
Um, so yeah, man, I thought the movie was cool. It wasn't what I was expecting, but, the whole mockumentary thing was cool. Cool kind of premise. I thought the jokes in it were very him, so I liked him. Um, and yeah, I just thought it was a cool twist on the whole vampire story. Them
Yeah,
living in
man.
modern day, they don't really know what's going on, you know?
The feeling for it really gives me that again, it's the Steve Lichtman type of vibe, except like more modern.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I really felt it when I was watching it.
I mean, it's just that like weird humor, that they make a joke and they just kind of sit on it. You're
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I got you.
And it comes back like a couple minutes later, like, yeah, perfect.
Hmm. Yeah, they do have some good setups for it. Like with the werewolves, we see it multiple times. You know, um, they're always teasing conflict between them, but it's just like, this is how the
Like
movie's
it
gonna
never gets
go.
acted upon.
Yeah, until the very end when it's like, oh no, they turned and they're fighting, and that's when Stu kind of dies, right?
Or Viago's lover.
Oh yeah, we do get some.
It's like I'm much older than her, but we make it work.
Yeah, because it looks like she's older, but she's not. Well, she is a vampire at the end, but
Mm.
yeah, we make it work. That's great. Um, which is a really sad story because he was like, yeah, they put
Or
me on the
Vladislav with the poke.
what?
You can poke people on Facebook.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my god.
It's like, I'm the poker. They called me the poker. I'm the one who pokes. You can
I'm the
poke people.
one. I'm the one who pokes. Yeah,
His excitement was
it was made just for him. Yeah,
it's like pure joy.
his life is fulfilled.
I'm the poker. The one who pokes people. Did they
It's
make this
me.
for me?
Mark Zuckerberg. um,
Being
Stu's
on
the
all
one who
this
kills the beast's like new boyfriend or whatever.
yeah, man.
Very uncharacteristic,
Yeah. Stu
but it
Stu
happened.
kinda turned up in the ending, let's be honest. It was like
He did, yeah, yeah. How
the
many
movie gets
other
a mighty seal
all got
in
to
my
seal? Okay, that's good. Have you seen Jojo Rabbit yet?
I have not seen Jojo Rabbit.
Mm,
I'm not sure if it gets a seal
well,
or stand.
well, mm, I, I thought this movie was cool. I didn't really love it, but it was cool for what it was. You know, had had some good goofs. Had a cool premise, but like I didn't walk away from this being like that was amazing.
Like, overwhelmed, right? Yeah. You're
Yeah.
like, it's good for what it wants to do. It accomplishes what it sets its goal to,
Hmm.
do, and, it's very much on paper, and it, like, checks all the boxes that, set up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, cause for me, the other two Taika films I've seen is Jojo Rabbit, which I like more, and Thor, which is kind of cheating because it has a whole world, a whole universe to build upon, but I like that more as well. Um,
Does it though?
what do you mean?
See, that was my Thor Ragnarok joke.
Oh, yeah, got it, got you.
Is it though? Is it though? Is it really though?
But I also think I'm. Can you look up when this movie was made?
2014.
2014. Okay, because I felt like this one had. I don't know if it was intentional or not. Oh, I think it was because wasn't this like a Bloomhouse movie? Because Bloomhouse, if you don't know, very famous for making super low budget films, and they do really well, and that's how they make their money. Is ooh, we're gonna make this really cheap, and then everyone will love it, and it'll make millions.
And it
Because
was
this,
released in Sundance. It's not a Blumhouse movie, I think.
oh, okay. Um,
It's just very low key.
my whole point was, it feels like whether it was intentional or not, this had a much like a very low budget. It felt like, um, and that might kind of take away from some of the enjoyment for me, just because again, the other 2 Taika films I've seen, fairly
They're
high
pretty
budget.
high budget. They're higher budget, yeah. Jojo Rabbit, I see, especially for some
Yeah.
things that they're
I
doing
mean,
in that.
Jojo Rabbit had, like, whole sets and, like, all these people and stuff, and I feel like a third of this movie they filmed just walking down the street, you know?
I will say they have a lot of work with costume design in this movie as well.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Mhm. But I feel like all of the movies that you mentioned have extensive work in costuming.
Sure, yeah. And, like, this one was, like, supposed to look that way, though, you know? To, like, add to what the movie was trying to be.
It's supposed to be, again, I feel like to get that documentary vibe, it has to try to be like low cut,
Yeah, yeah,
look
yeah.
that way.
I mean, like, comparing it to, like, The Office documentary, right? The Office can't
Mhm,
look like Game of Thrones. It wouldn't work. They can't have that, like, crazy cinematic, you know?
mhm. Feel
That's not
to
what they're
it.
going for. But if it did, Ray, well, let's just think. Was the worst season of The Office worse than the worst season of Game of Thrones? No, definitely not.
I was really thinking
If you
about it for
say
a
yes, I'm
moment.
gonna disconnect from the call. I just want you to know that.
You're not wrong, but I was, like, really thinking of, like, the low points of The Office, I'm like, "Boy, are they low."
What would you consider the low points?
What was it, like, the last season?
The
Or
last
was it the
season?
second to last season? It's one of those 2.
My argument would be the second to last. I feel like the last season they kind of
They
went.
they they bring it back,
Yeah, yeah. I
second to
feel like
last.
because they knew this was the last season.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Second
second
to
to
last, it was
last. So
yikes,
is
dude, it
that
was
8? Because there was 9 seasons, right?
yeah, I think season 8, yeah.
Season 8, yeah. Um, yeah, man. You got anything else on what we do in the shadows? I feel like again, it was cool. You know, I don't I don't like regret watching it by any sense. You know, it's not like that bad or anything, but it was cool. Cool
It
movie.
has its own twists and turns, like, it definitely subverts itself in weird ways.
Like what?
Like, again, like, the death of Peter and the death of Stu coming out of nowhere.
Mhm. 2 major characters, 2 characters that, we're supposed to like. They haven't done
Mhm,
anything otherwise, right?
mhm. Like, nothing out there, like, strictly, like, flagging them for death or anything like that, they just, boom, they're dead.
Mhm.
You come in, it's like that's it. It's like, Peter is done, like, both are played for shock factor,
Yeah.
and then Stu becoming a werewolf is then played on as a
True.
joke, 'cause, like, you're not they're not supposed to like the werewolves, but, like, it's Stu, so they're like, "Okay, well, then we need to bring them together, maybe we can be friends."
Yeah.
Mhm,
I mean, because it's almost like both their deaths, in hindsight, like, built to something, you know? Like, I
mhm,
wasn't ever expecting the werewolves and the vampires to fight, but they did, you know? And then the same thing, like, I was never expecting there to be a vampire hunter in this movie, like, that's not what it set up to be, but then there
mhm.
was, and it made sense because it added to how bad Nick is just at everything, just at being a vampire, you know? So in hindsight, it makes sense. All the connections are there. Um, yeah, man. What we do in the shadows? You gave it the stamp or the seal?
Got the
I don't
seal,
remember.
dude.
The seal. All right. Um, we do still have one more week of October left, right? Um, is there anything else, or I don't know if you have the list open. Is there another Halloween thing you'd like to do? Obviously, we're gonna pick another one for tomorrow, but for today, because I don't have the list up. I
Dude,
gotta pull
Queen
it
and
up.
Coraline.
It's,
Down for Coraline.
Coraline?
Mhm.
I've never seen Coraline.
Well, we're about to have a fun time. I never seen Coraline
Okay.
either,
Ooh,
but I never
okay.
saw it out of fear, which sounds weird.
I mean, no, I know. I think it's fine. I mean, the only thing I know from it is that like one shot where like she has like, or like maybe the other family has like the buttons eyes. And it's like, oh man, that's scary. I don't want that.
Like, where she dreams that her eyes are, like, button eyes when she wakes up.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's like, oh man, that doesn't look fun. I don't want that. So yeah, man, we'll do Coraline to replace this one. That's fun. Never seen it. Ray's never seen it. So, and I hear it's good.
We hear a lot of things, dude.
Like what?
Birds.
Hmm. I feel like that's going away pretty quickly though. The whole like seasons thing, no more birds. Also, Ray, I mean, as we all know, birds aren't real.
Birds are just drones created by the government to spy on people.
Yeah. So yeah, man, Coraline, watch it for next week. Ray's looking up Coraline facts. He's already pre-preparing. He's
Counts
he
facts.
he's ordering jumbo-sized buttons.
Imagine I pull out buttons right now. How would you feel?
um, yeah, man, that's it. Watch Coraline, have a good time, and make sure to, you know, if you got that friend that just was it this episode we talked about how you disappeared for a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Make sure to check up on your friends because sometimes they disappear for a month and they might have died in a horrific plane crash. You know.
They never found the plane though, which is like even more terrifying.
They also never no, they didn't they it's not that they didn't find the plane, they never found the black box. Like, you feel like if it crashes, it's like, okay, pieces, debris, debris, but the
Yeah.
black box is specifically engineered for you to find it, for it to survive, and you
And like it
find
has like
it.
a signal it sends out, right?
Yes. Yeah.
They didn't find anything, which
It's
is even more shocking.
like, "Yeah, we surveyed the entire ocean, it's not there." It's like, "What do you mean?"
Like not only they didn't find the they didn't find any like
Yeah, nothing, they didn't
debris
find
or
the
anything. No,
yeah,
there's no records of where the plane went.
yeah. Which is the whole conspiracy of like, "Oh, where did it land? Oh, it landed there," and then the government from over there took it and, it's a whole thing.